So if you watch the show, you know that we are keeping an eye on the undue influence of money in government. And, the only thing we make in America anymore is weapons, right? We got rid of everything else. What else do we make?
We make drugs.
And drugs.
And porn.
And porn. This is from The Intercept. Weapons makers hold lavish love fest for Pentagon officials who manages arms sales. This guy, Rixey, he's the director of Defense Security Cooperation Agency. That's a big name. Rixey. It's called the DSCA, the Defense Security Cooperation Agency. By the way, I'm here with Dave Reinitz. Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing well. Rixey, that's a sexy name for a defense guy.
And Steph Zamorano is here. Hey, Steph Zamorano.
Hola.
So the Pentagon agency charged with overseeing the Pentagon's relations with the military. So he's in charge of overseeing. So like if a government wants to buy some arms from one of our arms producers in America, he's the middleman. He works for the government. He's the director of Defense Security Cooperation Agency. And as such, DSCA plays a key role in many foreign military sales to other countries, often acting as the intermediary and looking for a producer in the United States. When foreign countries want to buy U.S. weapons, the DSCA finds them either in the U.S. stockpiles, but more often by signing lucrative contracts with defense contractors. Really? Rixey, he was the guest of honor at a reception Wednesday hosted by the Senate Aerospace Caucus. The Senate Aerospace Caucus. The Senate Aerospace Caucus. A group of more than a dozen senators who are completely in the pocket of, a dozen senators who work to ensure a strong, secure, and competitive American aerospace sector, according to their mission statement. The event in a sumptuous Senate reception room was co-hosted by the Aerospace Industries Association, the AIA.
They used a sumptuous room.
Sumptuous. The lobbying group for weapons contractors like Lockheed, Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and Raytheon. So now you got all these weapons sellers to, and by the way, we're going to talk about this later in this, but, we sell it to people to fight our enemies like ISIS, and then, of course, ISIS gets to have all these.
Listen, we're just selling them. What they do with them, they do with them.
Yeah.
A fella's got to make money.
So we sell a lot of weapons to Saddam, then we invade him. Then we give a lot of weapons to the new Iraq government, and then they walk away, and ISIS takes them, and then we go fight ISIS with our own. So you can see this happens a lot around the world.
It's good business,
right? It's good business. And according to I love this. What's in The Intercept? This is what they say. Here's what passes for funny in a room packed full of weapons industry executives and lobbyists. Here's the joke that guy made. The guy from the government. When Vice Admiral Joseph Rixey, the man in charge of the Pentagon agency that administers foreign arms sales, said, "I know you don't go after human rights violators for potential customers."
Is that sarcasm?
That line produced chuckles in the room. Why? Because we sell arms to people who are human rights violators. According to Rixey, according to him, over the past year, the DSCA has approved upwards of $47 billion in contracts for weapons transfers to countries like Egypt. Are they a good human rights country? Israel. Oh, so when they committed all those war crimes and when they were bombing Gaza, when they were what the UN calls war crimes, we sold them. And then Saudi Arabia, who are killing innocents by the hundreds and thousands in Yemen right now. That's Saudi Arabia, also a repressive, religious, fanatic regime. We sell them $47 billion worth of blow-em-ups. Here you go. Here's some bombs and go kill some people. We trust the Saudis, even though they don't let women drive and they throw homosexuals off buildings and they're funding ISIS themselves. We're going to sell you billions of dollars in bombs and stuff.
Listen, their check's always clear.
And that's why that was funny. That's why everybody laughed, because Saudi Arabia, we're selling all them. Come on, human rights violator. Come on.
Because they know they don't care. There's no morality check when you're selling guns. If you would, you couldn't sell guns.
I know. Do you know how much money these guys are making? Do you know how much money this is? This is big. This is money. This is Brian Williams money. These guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a week. That's how much these guys make.
So is that really what the United States jobs program has turned out to be?
Do you know? Yes, it's
Yes.
selling arms to the rest of the world. Do you
Yes.
know the richest suburb in America is the one outside of D.C. where all the defense contractors and lobbyists live? Did
Of
you know
course.
that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And here's what.
And it's the trickle down. You know, it's like you said before, when we're talking about a culture of violence, there's trickle down into everyday life.
Yes.
And
so we don't respect life.
Correct. So solving
Right.
problems by blowing shit up becomes the way that we do
Yes,
things.
we're going to solve the problem. We're bombing in Syria. We're going to fix problems in Syria that are, first of all, that started because of a drought in Syria. Started because of a drought, because of climate change. But we're going to fix that now with bombs.
Well, everybody else is bombing, Jimmy.
You know, everybody else is doing it. Remember how much we fixed the Middle East when we bombed Iraq? Remember then when we went into Libya and bombed Libya? Remember when we bombed Afghanistan? Remember how we fixed it? And then we fixed Iraq, then we fixed Libya. Now we're fixing Syria. If you can help us advocate, both here and in the Senate, and with our colleagues in the House, beg us, insist, hold the proverbial gun to our head to make certain that we do appropriation bills and return in December. That's from a senator said that to the defense contractors.
Hold a proverbial gun.
Hold a proverbial gun.
Not
one-
an actual one.
Not an actual gun like we sell that you actually are going to point at other people. So there you go. There you go. Goofy, all laughy. The guy from the government, we're selling arms to these repressive regimes. Who cares? Let's make a joke about it. Let's make a joke about it. It's like we're selling arms to the KKK, but they're in another country, so who gives a shit? Making America great again.
And it's the old stuff. They sell off the old stuff. Because
Well,
that way we can build newer stuff, like
Yeah.
more robots and more stuff that's just, you know, that a kid can run from a video game bunker in Arizona. You know, those are the weapons we want.
$47 billion a year, by the way, would cost $65 billion to send everybody to college in America for free like Bernie Sanders wanted to
That
do.
sounds crazy, Jimmy.
Crazy talk.
That sounds crazy.
Crazy.
That we can't fit that in the budget.
Crazy.
We need war,
How are you gonna do that?
guns, and killing. That's way better than books and learning.